Hey, welcome to Keight Krafts. I'm Kate. Today I would like to share with you a celebration of Inky and Scrappy's 1,000 subscriber milestone with Sledding into Christmas in July, a Fab 5 hop and giveaway. Let's get started. To kick things off, I've gone ahead and stamped and die cut everything that I'm going to need for today's card. And what we have here is the Snow Globe Scenes stamp and die, and I have the stitched circle tag. And all I'm doing is I'm taking the snow globe scene that I've already cut out, and I'm going to give myself a little bit of a guideline with my pencil here. So I've just put the stamped image where I need it to be, and then I've put the die inside where I want it to cut, and then I've just traced it, if that makes sense. So I'm going to take off all of that extra yellow tape that I have there, and I'm going to line up this inner piece for the snow globe, and I'm going to tape this down to my stitched circle tag, and then we're going to cut that off camera. Next, I have got the stitched snowflake backdrop, and what I'm doing here is I'm lining it up where it would line up with the panel that I've cut it out of, if that makes sense also. This was kind of a work in progress. I'd already made this card before, and I did a video for it, but the video somehow got deleted, and then I put them on the shelf, and then when I was asked if I wanted to participate in the celebration hop, of course I could not say no. I decided to recreate this card, and that's where I got this idea from. So all I'm doing here is I'm going in with some Distress Oxide in Tumbled Glass, and just kind of going around the edges. I'm not too concerned about the center of it, because that's going to get covered up in a little bit, and you'll see why. Or you'll see how, I should say. This was kind of an interesting concept to me. I forget how I came about this idea, but I thought it would be fun to have a ornament that was kind of a shaker, kind of a snow globe, I don't know. But here I've got my FineTech Pearlescent watercolors, and I'm using the Pearl Silver, and we're going to do some splatter here on the little ornament that I've got, the bauble, I think they're called. And I don't know, it's July. I'm not really thinking too much about Christmas, though. Christmas for card makers starts in July, because it takes a while to build the inventory of the Christmas cards that, inevitably we try to send out during Christmas. I know I've gotten a lot better over this past year with sending out cards and such, but before I was horrendous. I would get an idea in my head, I would put together all these cards that I bought from the store. This was before I was card making, and yeah, I would forget to send half of them out. But I've gotten better at it, I swear. Anyway, I should probably take a moment here to tell you what this hop is all about. You see, each of us participating in this hop will be sharing creative ideas using Lawn Fawn products with a Christmas theme. We hope you find inspiration in each video as you hop along with us and celebrate Inky and Scrappy's 1,000 subscriber mark. To enter this giveaway, please leave a comment at each stop in our hop by July 8th, 2023 at 11:59 Central Standard Time. One comment at each video will count as one entry to win the Lawn Fawn stamp Sledding By. This is an exclusive, or should I say was an exclusive stamp for the Stamptemer 2022, and is no longer available for purchase. But here's your chance to win one. And this giveaway is open worldwide. The winner will be announced July 12th at July 12th, 2023, and you will have 1 week to claim your prize. And in this hop, we have the amazing Inky and Scrappy, World of Papercraft Steph, Jessica from Jessica Squirrels, and Jordy from Jordy's Cards, and me, Kate from Keight Krafts. And we make up the Fab 5. Anyway, back on to what we're doing here. So all I've got going on here is I am just coloring with my Copics. I'll make sure to leave all the Copics that I used in the description box below in case you need to go over them. I am just kind of giving the snow a little bit of a shadow here, and I kind of wanted to blend that out, so I end up going back over that gray marker with the 0 marker just to kind of push some of that gray down. Now, some of my markers are drying out, and I do need to replace them, and I would like to try other alcohol markers, but I have such a collection of Copics that it's so hard to want to collect another brand, even though I really want to try like the Olos or the Ohuhus or the Spectrum Noir. I want to try all the markers. I mean, but essentially I have enough Copics. I mean, I could always use more, but you know the drill. You always want more of something, right? So all I have here is the Wink of Stella, and I'm just going over some of the snow with it and the little plate that's going to go onto our snow globe. And then I'm going to come in with the Sakura Sakura, I can't speak today, good heavens. This is a Sakura glazed pen. I actually thought this was my Stardust pen when I grabbed it, and then I started drawing with it onto the snowman and realized there was no sparkle coming out of it, and I thought, oh, I'll just go with it. So we get a glazed over snowman instead of a sparkly one. Now here I had accidentally cut out some parts to the video, and what I did here was I just added in the little window to the shaker, and then I took my stamped image and I taped it down to the back of the window, and then I added in my foam tape here. Now what I've done was I've taken some wax paper and stuck it down to strips, like stuck my strips of foam tape down to the wax paper. It's kind of like a release tape, and then I cut out my shape that I needed because I thought I was going to put glitter in it, but then I decided against glitter, and I was just going to use a different type of shaker material. So I've got some Into the Woods paper here from the 6x6 Petite paper pack, and I'm just cutting myself a circle that is going to be smaller than my bauble here, and that's going to be my background piece. Now, I've taken some Snowflake clay shaker bits from High Supply, and I wanted to pull out a couple of the darker blues. I only wanted a few. I didn't want too many dark colors in there, so that's what I'm doing here, is I'm just picking out some of the white and some of the light blue and getting rid of some of the dark blue, and then I'll just put that back into the little container when I'm done. And here I keep checking to make sure, because these are a little chunkier than what I was originally going to use, but I just wanted to make sure that there was going to be enough room. So you can see me peeling off the wax paper that I used. And this was a handy trick. I've seen people use the release tape. I've used release tape. I didn't have release tape, so I used wax paper, and it seemed to do just fine. So once that's done, I am going to glue on the snow globe, so you get the idea here of what I'm doing. So I was going to use the clear liquid glue, the Tombow Mono, but I wanted this to dry a little bit quicker. I find that the white PVA Lawn Fawn glue dries a little bit quicker when you stick it down, whereas the Tombow Mono glue stays wet a little bit longer. So I am putting the Joy for You, which I thought was kind of fitting considering that this is Jamie's 1,000 subscriber hop, which is really exciting, and I can't wait to see how far she takes her channel and where she goes with it next, because let's face it, Jamie's pretty awesome, if you ask me. So what I've got here is the glue. I'm going to stand above my project to make sure that I've got everything lined up. And once I'm happy with that, I'll just tap that down, and then I'll put a brick on it. I'll let that sit, and through the magic of movie making, I will come back and I will inspect my handiwork as I plant it on top of my card panel. Now, I was a little confused here. It was missing something, and I thought, well, maybe I'll bring that tumbled glass back in, and all we'll do is we'll just go around the edges just a little bit. Not all the way in. I just wanted to give it like almost like a frosty look, if you will. So I'm just taking a bit of the tumbled glass, what's on my brush, and a little bit that I pick up here, and just light-handedly letting that catch on the edge of the paper. It doesn't look like much here, but once I pull the paper away from the blue background, you'll be able to see it a little bit better. I kept at it, just building up the color, not too heavy-handed, because you don't want too many streaks, and you can kind of see it there. I don't know, I thought this was kind of neat. Despite the fact that I had already splattered everything, I didn't really see much difference in the splatters along the corners of the paper. So here I'm just kind of making sure that everything looks alright, and once I'm happy with that, then we will assemble everything. So I'll go ahead and put that away off camera, and we will come back and we will take some glue and some tape runner to this. So I'm going to double stick this just to make sure, because this is a lot of weight and I kind of want everything to be stuck down with the double stick, if you know what I mean. This double stick, I'm always double sticking stuff. So here I've got the Lawn Fawn glue, and I'm just going to go around, add a little bit here, add a little bit there, and once I'm satisfied with the amount, I'll put the cap back on, and then we're going to stand above our project here, try to figure out how I really want to hold these with the tweezers, if I want to hold these with the tweezers, excuse me. And we will line this right up with all those snowflakes. So you see me pointing at the snowflakes, so when we put this down, all those stitched snowflakes will line up with the stitched snowflakes in the background. So we've got two different types of paper, the shimmery cardstock and the hammermill cardstock, and I don't know, I think I like that combination quite nicely. So you can see here how they all line up. And once I'm done that, we are going to add a little bit of string to the top of our bauble. Now this is just regular floss that I got from the dollar store. It was cheap, and I thought the colors were kind of pretty for spring. I mean, this isn't exactly a spring card, but it's what I had on my desk, and I don't know where my Lawn Fawn thread went to. Somewhere in my mess. I've got to clean my art space. And I'm sure you do too. Because we all are a little bit messy. Now, I thought about taping that in behind like I've done before, but then I kind of wanted the little, I don't know, the way I knotted this. Well, it's not really a knot. It's like a slip knot, I guess, or something. I don't know what kind of knot you would call this. Anyway, I wanted it facing the other way because I decided that I was going to try and attempt a bow. Now, my bows don't always turn out as nice as I'd like them, but we're going to go with it. So here are my fat fingers trying to tie a bow, and they were quite fiddly. So once I've got that down, I'm going to try and even out the tops of the bows, which is always a pain in the butt because I can never get them even enough. So I'm going to pull out my little tweezers here and try to get it as best as I can. And then we'll snip the tails off just to kind of make them a little more even. And then once I'm happy with that, I'm going to throw down a little bit of glue on the back side of the hole with the knot, and then hold that down for a little bit. Don't worry, I'm not flipping you off, it's just the finger that I had available. And then I'll let that sit off and dry. And because it needed something else, I went ahead and glued down a whole bunch of these high supply blue crystallines. And here you have my finished card. Can we all take a minute and wish a happy congratulations to Inky and Scrappy for reaching her milestone. And as always, thanks for hanging out with me today. Take care.